Hey, it's Gregory Kallenberg, everyone, and I am here doing Film Prize finalist interviews, and I cannot tell you how excited I am about these next two ladies who have done such a wonderful film that's going to be part of Louisiana Film Prize this year. Remember, Louisiana Film Prize is September 30th through October 2nd, and you, the audience, gets to come down, see 20 films, and help determine our $25,000 winner. Yes, $25,000 is the world's largest cash prize for a short narrative film. And you can get your tickets at prizefest.com. Remember, PrizeFest is going to be a festival where you have to have proof of vaccine or a proof of a negative COVID test this year. There are no exceptions. That goes for attendees, artists, and staff. We cannot wait to have you down, but it's going to be absolutely amazing. But it is going to be a rule for us this year. And again, Louisiana Film Prize is September 30th through October 2nd, and tickets at prizefest.com. Speaking of Louisiana Film Prize, we have two amazing filmmakers from an incredible film called MOMento. Please welcome to the virtual stage, Elizabeth Beauvais and Melissa Goslin. Hey guys, how's it going?
Good. Well.
Awesome. Good to see you guys. Why don't we start with you guys talking a bit about the film itself, what it's about, and please, no spoilers.
So it is about mom brain. I guess it's about all that we hold in our brains as women, as moms, and also kind of just in this middle age, and trying to remember a tiny bit of the 10,000 things we have going on at any minute.
So I mean, let's talk about. I mean, you guys are I'm assuming moms. And again, I think that having that experience is important. How did you come up with the idea, and what sort of inspired it moving forward into something like trying to make a film for Film Prize?
The videos, go ahead.
Yeah, well, you know, Melissa and I are both, we're also both writers, and our kids are friends. And so both in our, as being professional writers and with kids that are friends, we became friends, of course, ourselves. And through that, really wanted to have a creative endeavor of our own, which at first we just did to amuse each other. We used to send each other these like Blair Witch styled found footage videos from ballet ante rooms and various waiting rooms around town and cars. Like, I don't know when my next meal is going to come from. And we would do this to amuse each other. And then at a certain point, Melissa sort of called our collective bluff and was like, hey, let's really turn this into something, like, let's actually put a project together and bring aboard a lot of other talented artists and others that can help make it into a reality.
You know, I'm going to press just a little harder on this. I don't mean to be the hard questioner on this, but Melissa, you actually have someone in your family that that also is connected with another part of Film Prize. And I would love, I mean, do not leave Finn on the side of the road on this one. I will tell you that.
So I will say too, Elizabeth and I had this, and we talked about writing something together. We talked about doing stuff together, really. And so Finnegan, my son, Finnegan Collins, he wanted to make a film, and he's always making stop motion films and doing a lot with film. He loves it. And so when Film Prize Junior opened up to middle school this past year, I said, oh, you've got to make a film. You really should do this. And he said, I told him, I said, it'd be easy. It's something you've always wanted to do. You should do what you always wanted to do. And he looked at me and said, haven't you always wanted to make a film? Which, you know, he called me out. And then, so he had this like, you jump, I jump moment that he said to me. So I called Elizabeth and I said, hey, we're going to make a film. And then Finn's going to make a film, and her kids helped with his, and here we are.
Well, you know, I mean, I don't mean to mean, again, we do ask the hard questions here at the Film Prize, and I apologize for calling you out on that, but I think it's important to kind of see that connection. You know, Elizabeth, you've been somebody who's been in our world too. Like, what drew you guys, like, you know, understand the Finnegan part and understand the writing part, but what was something that sort of pulled you in to Film Prize as people who are going to make films? It's very different from your son needling you to make something, and then for you guys to get to a point where you move from Blair Witch videos to making a Film Prize film.
Well, I think, like, for me, my dual passions have always been about, as you know, Gregory, like social entrepreneurship and really trying to invest in my community and creative endeavors. And in those creative endeavors, the narrative nonfiction is sort of my space. And so trying to tell stories and to build storytelling that are going to feel relevant. So as Melissa said, it's a story of like a lot of what we juggle as like busy working moms, but I also feel like it's a very like modern story of being between the press and the pace generationally, like what's happening. And so it became, as we sort of like crystallized around the idea, an idea to both be doing the storytelling, but in a way that feels so exciting and different than the on the page version that I'm used to do it in this really interactive way with our community. So to build a Kickstarter and try to hire actors and technicians and all kinds of people that really know this field, and to develop something that could be seen, like it just became such a three-dimensional and interactive opportunity to do that community building work with storytelling. So that's why I got excited.
And specifically with Prize, it's such a great thing because being in Shreveport, being in Louisiana, it feels accessible because it's local and like we can reach out and talk to people, and there's such a great community built around it that it felt very accessible. It made it a lot less scary to go in, and a deadline. We love a deadline. We're writers, we're journalists at heart. We need a deadline. So, and with MOMento, the whole idea about the brain and everything that we had in it was true because we lived it as we tried to make it. So it was nice to have a local community of filmmakers and other people. I had a background in screenwriting, but it's been a really long time since I was sort of before kids, pre-kids, when I would do things, and then went into the world of corporate America. So it just seemed like it was the right time. It also, like Elizabeth said, just putting back into the community. So I think it was for us with Prize, we felt like we were doing something that was good for the community. We were able to hire people to do things within the community and help support creatives, especially on the back end of COVID, which gave us a little more impetus to do it than just, we want to tell a story. It wasn't very ego driven, which was a good space for us to live in creatively, I think. That makes sense.
And just to add one more thing, I think that was really a driver for us is that women's representation, particularly visually and on film, is really important to both of us. And so being able to tell what is by and large, not exclusively, but largely a women's story, but to be able to tell it and to be, women written, women directed, and almost totally women produced in a way that is not a flattened stereotype, but three-dimensional and complex, so that we could add to that. That was a real driving passion.
So let's talk about that shooting experience. And by the way, Melissa, we're always thrilled when we take a professional out of their life and put them into our crazy-ass creative world that we live in here at the Prize. But I'm curious about that shooting experience. Finnegan, of course, did a stop action, which is very different from doing a film with a set, with live actors, with people that you have to manage. What was that like making MOMento?
Well, I have to say too, you brought up Finnegan. I will take 3 days of insane shooting with people, children, and animals all over the place before stop motion. I don't have the patience for stop motion. That is 100% my child. And I don't know how he could do that because it takes a totally different type of focus. But I thought it was great. We had so many supporters from the beginning that were just excited to help us out, excited to show up, excited to put it together. We scheduled we mommed it. That's all. We mommed it. We had lots of lists, lots of schedules. We really dug into pre-production, which I feel like as first-time filmmakers, some of the things that we've seen, like a lot of people maybe don't understand that. So we really dug in and researched and tried to make that as smooth as possible so that when we got on set, we knew what we were doing, and we were able to shoot five locations, 3 days, children, animals,
and one drone.
And a drone. Yes, and a drone.
So, I think it's interesting that you guys, this was your first film, is that correct? Mm-hmm. And watching two people who, again, have found a professional life out there, and I don't fault anyone for wanting to make real money and maybe getting insurance, but at the same time, you were able to reconnect with what you wanted to do creatively and certainly follow a passion. What advice would you give to some of those other people that are out there right now that also have that itch to scratch and want to create something for Film Prize?
the great thing about Film Prize too is you don't have to give up the day job and the insurance. You know, you can create something, and you should do it. I mean, you know, why not? What are we on this earth for than to tell stories? I mean, that's my personal opinion, but it's, I think everyone has a story to tell. And I think film is a great way to tell it. You'll learn a lot about yourself and about the people around you, for sure, like doing something like this. I'm glad we didn't really know what we were getting ourselves into when we wrote it. I mean, we kept walking around set like, who wrote this thing? Like all the different things that we had going on, but it challenged us to push ourselves, and we got to see that we were up to it. So yeah, I think anybody who's out there if you're thinking about it, you should do it.
And take with you, you know, equal parts the creative endeavor and the project management side to just block and tackle on the task. But also, I would say, as far as giving advice, to ask for advice all the time. Like we really asked lots of resources, lots of questions, and people were wonderfully generous in offering us their thoughts and time and a quick read, and we really availed ourselves of that. And fortunately, Shreveport is such a great community to be able to offer that across multiple perspectives and industries. So,
and there's so many talented people here. There's so many talented people. So like, I know nothing about certain aspects of filmmaking that we didn't know about. So we were able to reach out and find those people who do know that and fill in those gaps. It's all about putting together a team, having a vision, and putting together a team that you can lead to put that vision together and let people see it. And we're so excited that it went from these little films we used to send each other and whatever to now we're going to have something like on the big top on Texas where everybody can come and see it. It's just crazy. It's awesome, and everyone should do it.
So let's talk a little bit about what it was like getting your name called at the top 20. I mean, again, I want to be real clear in the sense that this year we had more films than we ever thought, highest quality I think we've ever seen across the board. What was it like getting your name called for the top 20?
Well, we were last. We were 20th, which was slightly painful. We were a little. It was a lot, but we were so excited. I mean, we were reckoning with it that like maybe this just wasn't our year, it just wasn't going to happen, but we were still proud of what we'd made. And then, as anyone who saw the video we screamed kind of loud. It was like, yeah, like Richter scale excitement.
So exciting. How can it not be?
Well, and for us, I mean, I think for us in the story, but just to know that it resonated with people, and then, you know, as it went on, we did a Kickstarter campaign. So, and people were amazing with their money, and people were amazing with their time. So we were able to pay people. And it was more for us, I think, too, like validation for the whole team. Like everyone had put in so much work. We just really wanted everybody to see the film. So now that we're able to show it, I think for me, that's the most exciting thing, is just to be able to invite people and have people come and watch the film.
Yeah. Well, this is your moment where you get to speak to the audience. I mean, again, a lot of people see these films, these interviews, and I am curious what you would say to the audience as, you know, they sort of file into a theater. Again, they've got to see all 20. That's a rule with the Film Prize, so they give everyone equal regard. That's important. But what do you want to say to your audience before? I mean, this will be one of those unique experiences where you get to say something to the audience before the film is premiered. What do you want to tell them?
I'll jump in. I think just gratitude for participating in Film Prize, for watching the film,
yes,
for being such a exciting and participatory event, because it's not just passive watching, it's watching all of them, it's voting. And so just a real gratitude for that, like cultural and community connection that happens at Prize. And then I think, you know, in our film, you might not be in this place of being a mom and juggling these things, but I hope that there is still something in it that is relevant in terms of the modern life that we're all trying to juggle and hold in our hands, and how we all are simultaneously ballers at what we're doing and like really doing great, and dropping those balls at the same time too. And that there is a wonderful and very just everyday experience of both the beauty and the compassion and the humor in that.
And I want people to just enjoy it and laugh. If you laugh, we've done our job. I mean, the world is so much with us these days, like just so heavy and so much stuff. So we just hope you can go in, and it's kind of a serious thing, but it's like really, we just want you to be entertained and hopefully laugh and feel a little better at the end of it. You know, feel a little better about yourself, about life, about everything at the end of it.
So I'm gonna take one step farther. So there's a moment on October 3rd this year at a brunch that the filmmakers and the actors and actresses will all be at, and we bring out a big check. Check is like this big, like this big, actually bigger than this big, and it's covered. And it's a tradition with us that we invite everyone to the stage, judges, staff, and we all call out the name together of the $25,000 winner. We, you know, again, building that community even farther, trying to. That name on that check is MOMento. What does that mean to you guys, and what do you do with the $25,000 cash?
What does that mean? Well, I mean, I think that, I mean, ultimate validation, but also not just of us and our story, but of female filmmakers. I mean, we're first time female filmmakers. It's amazing that we're in the top 20 to begin with. So that support is like, just the story itself, all the women, the women that are in it, our actresses are amazing. Jamie Kynell, she was an actress for years. She's been a mom. She came back into it. Like, so many people from all over that just, we're not quote unquote film professionals. So the fact that we could even consider doing that and then be able to have that money to reinvest, to do something else in the community, and make more stories. I mean, that would just, that's everything and amazing. And it's putting your money toward, I mean, who doesn't love their mom, right? So if you love your mom, you should vote for MOMento, because it's for all the moms everywhere. So if you know a mom, you have a mom, you are a mom, you know, we're kind of important. Moms are pretty important to life. So yeah.
I would not disagree with that. So we're gonna do a Viva La Film Prize, but I'm gonna take care of a little business before we do that. So just kind of draw on that energy and get ready to just call it out to the world. Again, these lady filmmakers will be showing their MOMento film at Film Prize 2021. You can get your tickets at prizefest.com. Louisiana Film Prize is September 30th through October 2nd. Remember, this year, proof of vaccine or proof of negative COVID test is necessary for all attendees, artists, and staff. So we're trying to keep it safe down here and have a blast while doing it. You guys ready? You guys ready to give it a little Viva La Film Prize? This is your moment. This is the first time, could be the first of many, many times.
More nervous about this than making the film.
I know where you go. Good. But let me tell you something. This, I guarantee, will be easier than making the film. You just have to do it with me now. We're doing the Viva La Film Prize on 3. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Viva La Film Prize! Awesome. You guys did a phenomenal job. Ladies and gentlemen, Melissa Goslin and Elizabeth Beauvais, the filmmakers from MOMento. You can see them at Louisiana Film Prize, September 30th through October 2nd. Tickets at prizefest.com. Thank you guys so much. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
Peace. We love you guys. Good luck. May the prize be with you.